want us to discuss something that, by the grace of God, we've titled Love Unplugged. If you want to put it the way I put it in my book, you just put a colon there and say, Rethinking Relationships in a Digital Age. You couldn't help but to think about love in the age of Instagram, posts all over the place, TikTok trends, and swipe right dating apps. Today, we want to dive into a subject that is super relevant to all of us, especially those of us that are navigating uncharted waters of relationships in this modern world. Let's kick things off with the basics. What is love? In this world, the current world that is filled with likes and followers who can easily confuse real love with surface level affection, love goes beyond just some form of fancy feelings. It goes way deeper than all the emojis and hashtags. According to 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verses 4 to 7. Let's all read that together. Let's read it. 1 to go. Charity suffereth long and is kind. Charity envieth not. Charity vaunteth not itself. It's not puffed up. Doth not behave itself unseemly. Seeketh not her own. Is not easily provoked. Thinketh no evil. Rejoiceth not in iniquity, but rejoiceth in the truth. Beareth all things, believeth all things, hopeth all things, endureth all things. So the question is, the love you profess, does it reflect this? It tells us that love is patient, kind, and keeps no record of wrongs. It's not just a feeling, it's an action. That's what it said. A choice. And yes, sometimes it is a challenge. It said, we have discussed in a bit one aspect of what it means when we are talking about love by trying to relate it with like. Let's look at another definition. God is love. And that's not a cliche. God is love. God does not have love. It's not God has love. That's not what I said. God is love. It's not that God has love. God is love personified. Let's remember that God tried to model this by showing us the ultimate love in John 3:16. We read, it says, for God so loved the world that he demonstrated something. And that is, he gave his only begotten son. One day we are going to discuss love in the context of giving. Love is directly proportional to giving, mathematically speaking. That is to say, love is equal to a little k multiplied by giving. For those who did a little bit of mathematics, there is something called proportionality. And so that little k is called the constant of proportionality. And so if you divide both sides by G, giving, you will discover that on one side you will have L, love, over G is equal to little k, which is constant. A little k does not change. What he's saying is, if your love increases by one step, your giving will also increase by one step. When we understand that love is not passive but active, then we will be a little more conscious about this matter of love. It's a powerful life-altering force. It can alter any life. God is love, but we find our standard for what it looks like to love others outside instead of in God most times. Love in God is unconditional and sacrificial. The myth of a perfect relationship. What's a myth? M-Y-T-H. A myth is what they make you believe to be true, but it's a lie. The couple goals we see online can often feel unrealistic. Every relationship has its ups and downs. Every. Without one exception. Every one of them. When you feel one little issue in your own relationship, it does not make you in any way appear lower in your perfection state than any other person. It's just that you are going through your waters. All you have to do is to see to it that immediately take responsibility and address it and overcome it and move on. As a matter of fact, that is what makes you godly. Romans 12:10 tells us to be devoted to one another in love. Honor one another above ourselves. When we lower our expectations of perfection, we open the space for real and authentic love to thrive. Disappointments in life are products of expectations unmet. Singleness is an opportunity, not a limitation. In this season that you are single, it is the time that the Lord has provided for you to grow tremendously. It is not a period of waiting. Intermission isn't a pit stop. It's a chance for adventure. This period that you are single, use it to discover who you are, discover what you love, and discover your God-given purpose. When you know yourself, you discover yourself, and you develop yourself in this season, you will not settle for anything. You will settle for the real thing. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for everything. At what stage of the journey are you? Do you really know yourself to settle down? Have you prepared yourself for your tomorrow so that you can enjoy this journey? Or you are already preparing to fail because he who fails to plan has already planned to fail? Respond to the word and tell God, please help me to prepare adequately. And the ones who are married already, Lord, help me to lower my expectations and take responsibility in my home so that I will not suffer shipwreck. No kind of crisis in any home that is beyond repairs, beyond settlement by God. Just speak the word into that relationship. You will be surprised when the thing will happen. When there will be a reconciliation. Let me tell you the truth. There is no better thing anywhere outside. There is nothing better than the one you already have. So sort it out. Take it to God in prayer. And the Lord will be very gracious to help you. Open yourself up to him. And he will help you. He can turn that marriage around again. He can give you a brand new start. That vibe you were feeling at the beginning when you knew each other, they can be restored. As a matter of fact, the Lord will so renew your wine that you won't even believe it that it is the same person. Until you settle at that point, you will not enjoy even your worship in your bedroom. But when you get to that point, then worship will become interesting. Even if it is just by holding hands, you begin to feel yourselves. People of God respond to God. It's even possible that you don't even know the Lord who can make all these things happen. You cannot enjoy these things I'm talking about except you have a proper relationship with the Master, the one that we call Jesus, the one I introduced to you at the beginning, that is not someone who has love, is love personified. If you don't have love on the inside of you, you cannot demonstrate any of these things. You cannot show forth any of these things. Speak to him and let him talk to you. It is when he is in it that he now makes everything look perfect.
Thank you for listening to this life transforming message by Dr. Perez Araka, the lead pastor, RCCG Dominion Center, Port Harcourt. Truly, God's word is a lamp to our feet and a light to our path. We hope you have been lightened up. Please don't forget to like, comment, and share this message as we hope to share the light of God's word to the ends of the earth. Also, don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more messages and edifying content that will push you ahead in life and destiny. This is Dominion Center, the gathering of eagles.